Green wall specialist Christiaan was keen to show that this is far from just concept gardening. It's an approach that has taken root, as you can see in this popular Cape Town restaurant.
Chris, this is absolutely beautiful. Where did this start?
It started off with a man who industrialized it, Peter Blanc. And what he did was he witnessed how Mother Nature has been doing vertical gardens for millennia, on rock faces, on cliff hangings, behind a waterfall, just where there's constant surplus of nutrients.
Whether you have a large or small wall, this living art is a winner. To make your own miniature version, first source a reclaimed picture frame or create one from salvaged wood. Don't go bigger than 60 by 70 centimeters, or the finished weight will be too heavy and the soil will slump when hung.
Samba, what we're going to do today is actually we're going to make a picture frame to make it look like a living art.
Okay.
So we've got all our selection of succulents. What's nice about planting succulents is the fact that there are so many different varieties and they thrive in our sunlight and our environment. You can play with textures and colors and match them up.
When you water your succulents, if this wood gets wet, are you not worried about it ever getting too soft and
That's
breaking?
the thing. We actually have waterproof paint.
Okay.
And we'll have to just give it 2 coats, let it dry out fully. Okay. And then once that, it'll just prolong the life of the wood.
Place your frame face down and cut a piece of mesh to fit. Staple it to the frame every 5 centimeters and trim any excess. Waterproof all the inside surfaces with roof paint and secure the timber with 40mm screws.
Before we get to the plants, what we'll have to do is actually create a barrier inside so that the soil doesn't tossle out. So what I've got here is a product called cocoa husk.
Oh wow. It's from the coconut.
An even better product that we are going to look at today is cocoa peat.
It's like a full-on brick.
So
what is it?
Basically the same as coconuts, the cocoa husk.
Yeah.
But it's just grated finer.
Okay.
Lots of nurseries use it to actually as a soil medium.
Yeah.
It's a sterile thing, so it doesn't hold nutrients, but it also doesn't cause diseases. So what we're going to do is this brick actually has to hydrate in water for a little while and start expanding.
Spread a thin layer of coconut husk over the mesh to prevent the soil from falling through. Using a good cactus mix, cocoa peat and a handful of bone meal, add the soil to the back of the box. Pat the mixture down firmly, then screw on the backboard, waterproofed side down.
I must admit that I'm a bit worried about how we're going to get these delicate roots in this.
Luckily we have a secret weapon.
Yeah?
Yep. Chopsticks, my friend.
No, I get that you may be hungry, but like, how is this going to help us?
This is perfect. All you do is, between where you want your plants, between the mesh, wrangle it around like that.
Are you serious?
Open up a hole and open up the peat.
Position your biggest and most striking plants first, then fill in the areas around them, leaving enough room for growth. Arrange by color or texture with patterns for best effect.
So that's done. Can we hang it up straight away or?
No, not yet. What we're going to have to do is, once it's like this, keep it flat, maybe keep it on the lawn for a little bit, and then what you want to do is water it.
Yeah.
You don't want to drench it, but you want to make sure that the soil is moist, so that the plants can be happy and actually start rooting. Okay. Once they've rooted, which takes about 3 weeks, then you can start hanging it up.
Secure the frame to a wall in a lightly shaded spot. Once a month, take it down, lay it flat, water, and allow it to drain well before re-hanging.
I'm really interested to see what you're going to do with all of this now.
What we're going to do is we're going to create a hanging veggie garden.
Using 50 centimeter lengths of PVC drain pipe, cut a 10 centimeter opening down the length of the pipe and secure 2 end caps with PVC glue.
A little thing that I like to do is actually paint with chalkboard paint. So you paint up the chalkboard, and then what you can do is you can actually write with a piece of chalk what veggies you've got in there, what herbs you have.
Look at this guy. I think that's kind of brilliant.
Yeah. And then once you replant them, you don't want sage anymore. Rub it off, write whatever you're planting next.
If you enjoy cooking, this has endless planting options.
I would have never thought of putting strawberries in here, to be honest.
The idea actually comes from where strawberries usually hang on the ground.
Yeah.
When they're ripe, which obviously leads to all the insects and your disease and your pests getting to it.
Okay, so this kind of help protects you from that.
Exactly, because the strawberries are just dangling down the side of your planter and not on the soil.
To hang the planters, fold a 3.5 meter length of plastic-coated steel cable in half and crimp at 30 centimeter intervals from the folded end. This will create teardrop-shaped openings to position the tubes into. Hang the top end from a sturdy support or nail securely into the wall and you're good to grow.
There we go. Dude, that looks absolutely awesome. Chris, you're a legend, man.
Thanks, man.
We did it
without you.
You guys can make it at home. Thank you so much.
100%.
Lovely. This is mine.